Pour yourself a cold one and join us for a show filled to the brim with fun,
Bite your tushy.
entertainment,
Donkey, don't give me that side.
information,
That is heavenly.
and a little weirdness.
Yeah, if you show up to the St. Patty's Day parade just with no green,
We're pinching you.
yeah, we're
Right
coming.
there.
We're coming at you.
With your permission, because we don't want to be sued.
It's Happy Hour with DJ Kyle.
Hey, it's a great day to be alive, and it's a great day to stay right here to Happy Hour. Let me tell you what we have on the show. We have a cat named Ginger for our furry friends. We also bring in our historian, Professor Jim Paisley. It's going to be fun. We're going to learn about more Missouri folks, some famous Missouri folks. But up next, we have from the Lake of the Ozarks Shriners Club, we have Mike Briggs in to tell us about what the Lake of the Ozarks Shriners Club is doing. So stay right there. A whole lot of fun here on Happy Hour.
Being close to the water makes you more you. It's where the great unknown brings clarity. And letting go is how you really get going. Because only when you're on a Yamaha Wave Runner do you truly discover what you're made of.
Visit Surdak Yamaha at Lake of the Ozarks, 50 years strong.
Hey, it's your buddy DJ Kyle, and I'm personally inviting you to come on out and see me out in the public, out and about Lake of the Ozarks. If you'd like to come on out at my DJ gigs, I'm going to be Monday nights at the Glory Hole, 9 o'clock. Always have a fun time. We're doing Tuesday night, we do our bags tournament at Larry's on the Lake, so come on out and be a part of that. Wednesday, Frankie and Louie's karaoke, 5 to 9. And if you enjoy karaoke, Thursday at the Fishing Company, we do karaoke at 6 o'clock until 10. And most Saturdays, I'm going to be at Larry's on the Lake in the afternoon from 12 to 4. So we'll see you guys around the block.
My daughter was killed by an impaired driver, and my first phone call was to Matt Price, and he said, "You guys grieve. I'll take care of everything else." And he did. I lost my daughter, but I gained 2 grandsons. The settlement for them boys, that's going to be their college. These people really care.
If you've been injured, call your local experts. We never get paid unless we collect money for you.
The Beach Boys, Endless Summer Gold. July 16th, Ozarks Amphitheater. The music, the memories, the Beach Boys. Riding an endless summer wave into 2024. Tickets on sale now at ozarksamp.com, Bridal Cave, and Split Arrow Boutique. Don't miss the Beach Boys Endless Summer Gold, part of the COMC concert series.
Hello and welcome back to Happy Hour. I'm your host, DJ Kyle. Right here in the passenger seat with me, we have our good friend Mike Briggs from the Lake of the Ozarks Shriners Club. Mike, nice to have you here with us today.
Nice having me.
Well, tell us a little bit about the Lake of the Ozarks Shriners Club. What are some of the things that you guys are involved in? Because I know you're involved in a lot of different things, but what's one of the primary things that the Lake of the Ozarks Shriners Club does?
So everyone knows that any kids that go to the hospital, all that money, all those bills are taken care of by the hospital and at no charge. Mm-hmm. What our clubs do and all the local clubs around the country do is we handle all the travel costs. So if there's a hotel stays, gas fees, sometimes kids we take care of burn kids, and the biggest hospital is in Galveston. So people have to fly there, and all those bills come to us, and we take care of those on a local level.
Yeah, I love that because obviously the hospitals are really good at helping take care of things while they're there, but that transportation to there is obviously a very important thing. So I love that the Lake of the Ozarks Shriners Club steps in to do this. Now, obviously, it takes money to do this because flights aren't free and gas and all these transportation, you can't get that for free. So obviously, you have to have some kind of fundraiser, some kind of event or something to where people can give to. Mm-hmm. People can give year-round to the Shriners Club, obviously, yes. But you have a kind of a public event that's coming up. Why don't you tell us a little bit about the pool party?
So a couple years ago, we started a pool party just as a meeting. And then we decided, hey, let's actually make this a fundraiser. Let's invite people in, get the community to come. So we do a raffle every year, a big one, and we decided, hey, let's, at this pool party, let's draw the name. So that'll be our big draw, silent auction stuff. So this year, August 16th at Dog Days, we'll be holding our pool party there. It's from 6 to 9 is I think the times we have on there. Of course, we'll be there a lot earlier, and we'll be there.
Probably be there a lot later.
So yeah, it's a good time. We moved it to Dog Days this year because of the kids pool, and we figured let's make this a family event.
Yeah.
We raise money for children, so we need the kiddos there to enjoy it as well.
Absolutely. So again, mark your calendars. It's the pool party, August 16th at Dog Days, and there's going to be silent auction. Lots of ways to give to the Shriners Club so that you know that these kids and their families are getting to and from their hospital visits and things in a timely manner and getting those things paid for. But let's talk a little bit about this big auction or this big raffle that you're doing. What is it that you're...
So this year we teamed up with Surdike Yamaha, and we have a 2024 VX Standard. Comes with a trailer that we're auctioning off. Tickets right now are they're $20 for one, or you can get 6 for $100. So yeah, awesome jet ski. Right now it's displayed on the strip down at the Harbor House, LOZ, the new restaurant there.
Oh yeah.
So we got it out there, so if someone wanted to go by there, touch it, feel it, all that stuff, and then we also have a banner there where you can scan the QR codes.
Very cool. So you can go there, scan the QR codes. Where some other places that you can get your raffle
so
tickets?
we have raffle tickets just on our persons, but on our Facebook page, there's links there. I put links on there yesterday where you can just click on a link. You can go to Surdike Yamaha and their showroom. They have one of their banners, or at Kellysport, in the gas dock, there's a big sign out there too for people to, when they're filling up, to try to win a jet ski.
Got to get involved in this. You can get out on the water next year and ride around on your new Yamaha Wave Runner. Now let's talk also about, I hear in the works there's a mouse race possibility. Can you tell me any more about?
Yeah, so a couple months ago we started talking about, hey, if there's something we can work in besides our pool party, of course, which takes a lot of our efforts to get this planned and everything. So we were like, hey, let's do a mouse race. We've seen people do these. These are fun things to get the community involved. So yeah, we're in the works of building the track. A couple of the guys have been participated in them, so they kind of know how they work. So hopefully October, November, somewhere in that range, we'll have that event. And
that sounds fun.
See how fun that'll go.
So this is something that I haven't heard of. I've heard of a lot of different things, the turtle running around or whatever, goldfish races or whatever. So I was trying to picture how this mouse race works. So there's like a track, if you will, and multi-level. So there's a mouse up here, there's maybe 9 different tracks or something, and they let them loose and all the mice run across, and whichever one gets across first, of course, that will be the winner. And people place bets, and
yeah, it's
of course,
just like a horse race, but
there's
with
a big,
mice.
I think it sounds so much fun.
Yeah.
So I'm really looking forward to hearing the details about the mouse race whenever it comes a little bit closer.
Challenging a Shriner with a good time is something we take on pretty regularly. So.
Oh yeah, I bet it'll be just a blast there, and it's also going to be a blast at the pool party on August 16th. Again, mark your calendars. That's at Dog Days, silent auction, the raffle for the Yamaha Wave Runner. So many different ways to give to the Shriners Club. So make sure you check it out if you're not really familiar or you just want to learn a little bit more information, because people can join anytime, right? Mm-hmm. How would they go about getting a hold of you guys?
So our main thing is our Facebook page. We have a web page, but we don't really, it's dated and it's old. Everyone uses social media now. So our Facebook page has everything, has links to the pool party, all the information. Our ladies, I believe, will be meeting this month to get all the silent auction things packaged up. So hopefully we'll have some pictures and some more information what's going to be available for that too.
Yeah. Well, I definitely look forward to hearing all the great things that you guys are doing. And thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thank you for having me.
Great to have you with us, Mike. We have some more of Happy Hour coming up right after this. Stay right there.
You've dealt with chronic knee, back, and even foot pain for years, and nothing has seemed to work. Until now. Introducing Beck Wellness Center's new specialty knee rehab program and neuropathy techniques you've probably never seen before. And they work. Board certified in neuropathy, experience Dr. Beck's breakthrough rescue program that can eliminate problems at their source. Try it to believe it. Give us a call today. Your healthier, happier life starts with Beck Wellness Center.
The Ozarks Amphitheater is the exclusive attraction of Happy Hour, and can you believe they're still not done announcing for their 2024 COMC concert series? Such a great lineup, and if you want to see them all and get your tickets, go to ozarksamp.com today.
Hey, I'm David. When you come to the lake, you're not here to sit on a boat all by yourself staring at the sun till you go blind. There's a whole world of places to go, people to see. Someone's got to know where all the fun is, right? Welcome to Weekend at the Lake. Whether it's a street party, a concert, a charity event, or somewhere to spend time with your kids, buddy, I've got you covered. Weekend at the Lake. Because you're not here to be bored. Only on Lake TV.
Oh, welcome back again to Happy Hour. Thank you guys so much for joining us today. We have a lot to cover right now because we have Professor Jim Paisley in here with us. Jim, nice to have you today.
How you doing?
I'm great. And Jim always comes with the greatest information. And we're talking about some famous folks from Missouri. And today, who's on the docket?
J.C. Penney, of all people. Most people don't realize that, but J.C. Penney was born right here in Missouri. A little place called Hamilton, Missouri. It's up near Chillicothe, up in the northern flatlands up there. And he was born all the way back in 1875. So yeah, this guy's lived for a long time. He lived to be to 1971. So yeah, almost 100.
Wow.
But he was on this little farm. His dad was a preacher, and so a very strict upbringing. But Dad believed in working for a living. And when J.C. Penney was 8 years old, he said, "You need to get a job." Can you imagine? So yeah, you're sitting there
you're 8.
Yeah, well, you get people, 20
them toys down and get to work.
25 years old in their parents' basement. This kid 8, get a job. So the kid goes out there and starts selling hogs, and he's doing great. He's making a fortune selling these hogs until the neighbors complain because he brought all these hogs in on the farm and it's squealing and everything else. So Dad told him, well, in order to keep the neighbors happy, you're going to have to sell the things. So Penny wasn't real happy about it, but he did. Then at 15, his dad said, "We'll get you a job working in a local store." And so he took a liking to storekeeping. That's where it all started for him, right there in Hamilton, Missouri. And in one storekeeping job, he discovered that the owner was substituting cheap coffee for good stuff. He put the cheap stuff in a good jar and then sold it for more. Well, bottom line is he came home and told Dad about that. Dad, being the preacher, he said, "You're not working there." So he had to quit that job, So Dad instilled this sense of, being an honest merchant and when he's dealing with things, all right? Later, he was selling watermelons. He thought, well, I got to find something to do. So he's selling watermelons outside the county fair there. And his dad came up and said, the people inside selling watermelons had to pay a fee to do that. You shut your thing down. That's not fair. That's unfair competition. So you can see his dad kind of instilled this in him, to be a good, honest merchant. Now, in 1893, he graduated from Hamilton High School. Had to be a big place back then, right? And he continued to work on the family farm, but he really wanted to become a lawyer. Well, 6 weeks before his dad died, his dad got him a job working as a store clerk at a little place called J.M. Hale and Brothers Dry Goods. Okay, so it was a dry goods store, and we should have a picture of that as well. The job paid, are you ready for this? Yeah. Those of you complaining about your job today, paid $25 for 11 months work.
11 months for $25.
That's pretty close to what you're making, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, so $25, it was $2.27 a month is what you got paid, yeah. And that spring, when his father died, among his last words is he said, Jim's going to make it. You know, I can see he's working hard at the little store, and he'll do just fine. So, you know, and his dad, J.C. Penney, took that to heart. And he thought, yeah, okay, I'm on my start, all right? And so he did whatever needed to be done at this little store. The next year, he earned $200 for the whole year.
Woo!
And eventually got all the way up to $300. Yeah, so he was living a life of luxury. Yeah. Now, when he's 21, a family doctor said, you need to get out of here because this weather here in Missouri is not good for you. And everybody, you just heard me cough. You know, they said, if you stick around here, you're going to die of consumption. Now, the consumption, that's what they referred to as tuberculosis now. Okay, so he said, you know, this isn't good for your lungs. So with that, here he is, a young man, he heads west. Head west, young man. And sure enough, he goes towards the Rockies in 1897, and he arrived in Denver, and he thought, okay, this is a great place. He said, I can sell to all these miners and everything else. And he decided that what he would do is he'd work for another dry goods store. Well, he got in there and found out that the store had two different sets of prices. If you're wealthy, you charge you more. If you're making less, if you're a miner, then you charge less. Well, again, he thought, Dad wouldn't like this. Yeah. So he quit the job. And he finally realized, what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up a butcher shop, J.C. Penney. And so he decides he's going to open this butcher shop, and he bought it from a guy that was already in business, and the guy told him, he said, as long as you give your biggest customers that big fancy hotel across the street, as long as you give him a bottle of whiskey every week, he'll buy the meat from you. Well, he did it for a while, and then he eventually thought, Dad's not going to like this either. He's going to be looking down on me, and he said, I'm not going to do it. And so he told the guy, I'm not buying you any more whiskey, and the guy cut off his supply, and he lost the business, lost everything he had. So there he is, he's out in Denver, Colorado, 1897, no job, nothing, absolutely nothing, okay? So what he decided to do is he found another dry goods store there that was supplying the miners, and he went to work for Thomas Callahan and Guy Johnson, and they owned dry goods stores called the Golden Rule. And so J.C. Penney's first stores were actually called the Golden Rule stores, okay? And he worked at those in Colorado, and eventually the two partners said, well, this guy's really good. And they said, we're opening up a new store in Wyoming. So J.C. Penney went to Wyoming then, and actually did great, okay? And there he got married. He met a gal by the name of Bertha Alva Hess. And basically what happened is they got married, they had a child, and he's there in Wyoming in 1902, and he's living upstairs of this little wooden storefront. I mean, you know, just a ramshackle place. The store's downstairs, he's upstairs, and he's supplying dry goods to mining families, you know, jeans and everything else you could possibly want. Now, basically, he worked his way up in the company is what it boiled down to, and then eventually became a full partner in these Golden Rule stores and eventually owned like 5 of them. Now, the unique thing about him is what he did is, rather than so much looking at the pay for individuals, his whole thing is if you come to work for one of his companies, your first job is to find somebody that's going to work for you to eventually take over a store as well. Gotcha. And that's why he always called his people associates. And that's where they made their money. They didn't make as big a salary as somebody like working at Sears or something like that. Where they made their money is that all of the managers eventually became owners. Wow. And he's the first guy to kind of come up with that idea, which I thought was pretty cool. Then what he did is as he works his way up the ladder and he's having to buy all kinds of stuff, he winds up moving his headquarters to New York City because that's where all the supplies were coming in. Mm-hmm. Everything was coming from there. So he was managing this vast number of stores all throughout the West, but he was actually in New York, okay? And he had a motto. He said, honor, confidence, service, and cooperation. It'd be nice if our stores did that now, right? Now, he actually opened his first J.C. Penney store. He changed the name in 1902. He opened his first J.C. Penney store in Missouri, in Moberly, Missouri. Yeah, he came back. He had all the other stores, but he said, I want one in Moberly. And so that one opened up in 1918. And in 1919, his first wife had passed away. She had died and got consumption, of course, anyhow. he married his second wife, a gal by the name of Mary Kendall, and they had a son. Now, after J.C. Penney's first employer, J.M. Hale, retired in 1924, Penney went back to his hometown of Hamilton, and he bought the store he started out in when he was 14 years old.
Really?
Yeah, and put a J.C. Penney in there and went full circle, yeah. Now, basically, the rest is kind of history. In the 1920s, he was worth $40 million in the 20s. So you can imagine, that'd be, the equivalent of over 500 million today. In 1927, he hoped that his company would one day make $1 billion, and he did that. In 1951, he was a billionaire.
Wow.
Yeah, a little boy from a farm in Hamilton, Missouri.
Amazing.
Okay? Now, there's one other piece to this guy's story that I can't pass up. And what he did is his greatest passion, because he was born and raised on a farm, is he actually started getting into farming. And most people don't know it. Some of you are familiar with Foremost Dairies. That's his. What he did is he had the money to invest in modern farming techniques. And so he came up with all kinds of great innovations in the dairy industry. He also came up with all kinds of innovations in cattle breeding. Dairy cows and our regular Guernseys, you name it. He was doing all the latest in that effort. He had a farm down in Florida. It was 120,000 acres, and it was just for experimenting. Now, he also created purebred Angus breeds of cattle, and those cattle, interestingly enough, wound up being donated to the University of Missouri. So
Wow.
there's a whole breed of cattle. You may have one on your farm.
Quite
for all you
possibly.
know, yeah, that were basically developed by J.C. Penney.
Penney.
Yeah, never had a college education, but he did receive honorary degrees from the University of Missouri and Stevens College. So,
Wow.
good old Missouri boy.
Right
Again,
there.
J.C. Penney. So, there you have it, folks.
History professor here with all of the information. It's Jim Paisley. Thank you so much. We definitely appreciate you
bet.
coming in, and look forward to the next history lesson we have. Stay right there for some more happy hour coming up right after this.
The Beach Boys, Endless Summer Gold. July 16th, Ozarks Amphitheater. The music, the memories, the Beach Boys. Riding an endless summer wave into 2024. Tickets on sale now at ozarksamp.com, Bridal Cave, and Split Arrow Boutique. Don't miss the Beach Boys Endless Summer Gold, part of the COMC concert series.
Welcome to another edition of Furry Friends. We're out here at Ozarks Cat and Canine. I am Megan Albers. This is Mary Meow Me Tilly, and we have great news about
We
Beatrix,
do.
right? Tell me about it.
After 2 years and 1 month in the shelter, Beatrix has found her home.
Oh, this is so great. I'm so happy.
And it was a huge deal.
Yeah.
The lady drove a little over 4 hours from Illinois.
Wow.
She had been watching her online for about a year, has always had beagles and beagle mixes, and her last one had passed away over the last year, and she'd been watching Bee, and when those posts came out about that it was her 2-year anniversary at the
Yeah.
shelter, she called, and it took about a month to get everything lined up and get her over here and all that, but she finally was able to come over last week to meet
I'm
her.
so glad.
Everything went well. She took her home. All the volunteers and the dog walkers and the team and everybody was down here. We got lots of crying photos
Oh,
and happy
yeah.
tears, and we've had lots of updates saying that she's doing great in her new
Oh, I
home.
love that.
And we are so thrilled for Beatrix. That was the first time in a long time that we've had a dog that's been here for that long. The whole time I've worked
And it was,
here.
she's one of those dogs where
Yeah.
it didn't make sense because she was just such a sweetheart. But
Exactly.
yeah.
And now the first picture that she sent us as soon as they got home was Bee laying on the couch. And
Oh, I love
that's
that.
all we've ever said is
Yeah.
all Bee wants is to be a couch potato.
Yep. And now she gets it for the rest of her
yeah,
life.
no other pets in the home. home. She does have some family that brings their dogs occasionally, so they'll do, slow introductions and make sure everybody gets along. But we're so happy for Beatrix.
I'm so glad.
It was so exciting.
I love those happy endings.
Yeah.
And
so now the longest dogs that we've got here are Megan and Izzy, who have both been here just a hair over a year.
And they're both great dogs too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, yeah.
Both great, both well behaved. So those are the next two targets that we're hoping to, really push and get out of here soon.
Yeah. And we also have a cat today that we're going to feature.
We do, yes.
Who we would
This
also
is Cat
like
Week.
to find a forever home. So Ginger is her name, correct?
Yes.
Tell me about Ginger.
So Ginger was found by a lady in her shed with a litter of 4 kittens.
Oh, okay.
Because she was, I assume she was just an outdoor cat, a stray, but when she came in, she had the name Ginger. And so I jumped on it. We named the babies Marianne, Gilligan, the skipper, and the professor. All of her kittens have been adopted, and now it's time for this beautiful girl to find her home. And she is in here in the cat room doing well. She just spent a little over a month at PetSmart in Jeff City, and unfortunately nobody snatched onto her while she was there. But she's here, she's getting along well with everybody in the cat room, she's out and free roaming, so she should be okay to go home with other cats.
Okay.
We don't really know about dogs,
Yeah.
but we usually don't with the kitties unless we're told definitely no, when they come in. But she is sweet as can be. You held her like a baby before we filmed.
Yep.
That's always a good sign.
Purred like crazy. She loves all the pets, likes being held.
Yep. She is what they call a tabico, which is a combination between, she has the tabby stripes, but she also has the calico markings as well.
See, I didn't even know that existed.
She has the tabby and the orange spots and white on her, and that combined together is called a tabico.
Yeah.
And so she has beautiful markings. Her daughter Marianne looked just like her, but she's just as sweet as can be, and she needs to find a home.
Yes, soon. She's great. She would love to hang out and cuddle with you. Seriously, she's amazing. Super, super lovey. I'm surprised she's still here and she wasn't adopted, but it's just because her person is watching this right now.
Exactly.
So that's why.
Yep. Every time I've walked in here, she came back on Saturday, and every time I have walked in this room, she's been curled up on a bed. And then as soon as she sees somebody walking in here, she'll usually get down and come greet you. So I think she just, she needs some place where she can got lots of nice little comfy spots to hang out, and then she'll greet you when you get home from work.
That's the best. I love that so much. So, of course, as always, I highly recommend come on down to the shelter, meet all the kitties or dogs, whatever you're looking for. Definitely come meet Ginger. She's so sweet. Love her up. And as always, you can apply to adopt at ozarkscatandcanine.com. That is it for another Furry Friends. We'll see you next week.
The Ozarks Amphitheater is the exclusive attraction of Happy Hour, and can you believe they're still not done announcing for their 2024 COMC concert series? Such a great lineup, and if you want to see them all and get your tickets, go to ozarksamp.com today.
Hey, I'm David. When you come to the lake, you're not here to sit on a boat all by yourself staring at the sun till you go blind. There's a whole world of places to go, people to see. Someone's got to know where all the fun is, right? Welcome to Weekend at the Lake. Whether it's a street party, a concert, a charity event, or somewhere to spend time with your kids, buddy, I've got you covered. Weekend at the Lake. Because you're not here to be bored. Only on Lake TV.
I hope you enjoyed this week's edition of Happy Hour. I know I had a fun time. I want to say thanks to our guests, Jim Paisley, also Megan, bringing us that Furry Friends, and Mike Briggs from the Lake of the Ozarks Shriners Club. Make sure you join us next week for a whole nother edition of Happy Hour. Until then, let's be kind to one another.